Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rekakadash. Yahweh been the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shah been the name of His only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Acts 15:16. After this I will return and will build again the tabernacle of David, which is fallen down, and I will build again the ruins thereof, and I will set it up. Now, this is James talking to the men of Israel, talking to the apostles that walk with Yahweh Shah, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Verse 13 of chapter 15, it says, and after they had held their peace, James answered, saying, men and brethren, hearken unto me. So James brought up these prophecies. Acts 15:15, it says, and to this the words of the prophets, to this agree the words of the prophets, and it is written. So James said that the prophet said that the house of David, or the tabernacle of David, or the rulership of David will be raised up again, and this was stated by the prophets. Now, let's go to Amos, what he was quoting. Amos, the 9th chapter, and see how that verse reads. Amos 9 and 10. It says, 9 and 11, Salakia. Amos 9 and 11, in that day will I raise up the tabernacles of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. Okay, that means the same as it was in the days of old. He's going to rebuild the house of David. Okay, so let's see how it was in the days of old. Let's put this on the screen. We're going to go back to Amos, but let's get 2 Samuel 8. Starting at verse 11, which also King David did dedicate unto the Lord with the silver and gold that he had dedicated of all nations which he subdued. So the silver and gold of all the nations that he subdued, he dedicated to the house of the Lord. Verse 14, it says, and he put garrisons in Edom. Throughout all Edom put he garrisons, and all they of Edom became David's servants. And the Lord preserved David wheresoever he went. And David reigned over all Israel, and David executed judgment and justice upon all his people. So this is what is going to be rebuilt. The house of David, which reigned over the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. All the 12 tribes of Israel, David was reigning over. You see, and he had the Edomites as slaves, as his servants. That's why when we go back to Amos, chapter 9, verse 12. It says, that they may possess the remnant of Edom and of all the heathen which are called by my name. So the Lord said, the Lord that doeth this. Okay, so the house of David is gonna be rebuilt. Now let's get another prophecy, because James said the prophets agreed with this situation. Okay, the prophets agreed with this situation. Look at verse 8. It says, in that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem. He that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord before them. Verse 9, and it shall come to pass in that day that I will seek to destroy all the nations that come against Jerusalem. Okay, let's go ahead and get verse 10. It says, and I will pour upon the house of David. See, that's what that spirit is talking about. And upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem, the spirit of grace and of supplication. See, that's who the spirit was coming upon, the house of David, not nobody else. And they shall look upon me whom they have pierced, and they shall mourn for him, as one mourneth for his only son, and shall be in bitterness for him, as one that is in bitterness for his firstborn. So this is talking about Yahushua, because Yahushua is the son of David, and he was the one that was pierced. See, he's going to be the ruler of this house of David. He's going to be the king of this house of David. See, he's going to be fulfilling them prophecies that was in that covenant that was made with King David. Now, when you go to 14, in 14, it says, and Judah also shall fight at Jerusalem, and the wealth of all the heathen round about shall be gathered together, gold and silver and apparel in great abundance. Salakia. So when King David get established, he's gonna dedicate the gold and silver to the house of the Lord once again and rebuild it and set it up like before. You see, this is what's gonna happen when the Lord returns. Okay. Now let's go back to Acts 15, 16. Okay. It says, after this, I will return. So the Lord is going to return, and he's going to establish the house of David, and will build again the tabernacles of David, which is fallen down, and I will build it again, the ruins thereof, and I will set it up. So he's going to set up the house of David once again. Now, this is what was in the letters. Salakia. Dang it.